We continue now at the top of Daf Yomi Gemara and Beis in Meseches Eruvin. This is Eruvin Daf 13b. The Gemara here is continuing to quote a Mishnah. V'nimlach. Let's say a person, again, he writes a get for his wife, and then he changes his mind and he decides not to use it. Umitso ben Iro, and then someone else from his city finds the get. V'yomer, and he says, Shimcha kishmi, your name is the same as my name. V'shem mishtacha k'shem mishti, and your wife's name is the same as my wife's name. Pasul l'garish bo. So the Mishnah says it's pasul to divorce with it. Rashi here explains the question. V'nimlach v'chazer bo milgarisho. So he changes his mind. He doesn't want to divorce his wife. Pasul, the other person, the second person, can't use the get. Alma v'chasav lo mashma lishma. You see that the words v'chasav lo in the pasuk, when it talks about writing a get for one's wife, it means it has to be written lishma. A second person can't use the get that the first person wrote for his own wife. Hachanami. So the Gemara is asking on Rav Achi bar Yoshia the same question. Ksiv v'asal lo. It says by the Megillah Sota he has to make for her the Megillah Sota. Mashma lishma, should be lishma. How does Rav Achi bar Yoshia say that if you have a Megillah Sota written for one woman, it can be used for another woman? So the Gemara answers Hachi Hashta. What kind of comparison is this? Hasam v'chasav la ksiv. Over there by divorce it says the words v'chasav la. But inon ksiv lishma, so it needs to be written lishma, which is not happening in this case. Hacha, but over here by the Megillah Sota, v'asa la ksiv, it says he has to make it for her. But inon asiya lishma, you only need to make it lishma. Asiya dida mechikayan. What is considered making it for a sota? It is the erasing of the parchment, not the writing. So even though the writing was not done lishma, Rav Achi bar Yoshia says that is fine. Gemara continues. Amar Rav Achi bar Chanina. Rav Achi bar Chanina says, Goloi v'yadua lefnei mi shamar v'haya olam. It is known to the Creator of the world, she'ein bedoro shel Rabbi Meir kamoso, that there was no one in the generation of Rabbi Meir like him. Umivnei ma lo kavu halacha kamoso. Why did they not say the halacha was like him? Shelo yachlu chaveirav lamor al sof daito, because his friends could not understand him. He was too advanced for them. Shehu omer al tamei tar, because he would say about something that was tamei that it was tar. Umar lo panim, and he'd be able to bring evidence. Al tar tamei, or he would say about something that was tar that it's tamei. Umar lo panim, and bring evidence. Gemara continues. Tana it was taught. Lo Rabbi Meir Shemo. His real name was not Rabbi Meir. El Rabbi Nahoroi Shemo. His real name was Rabbi Nahoroi. V'lama Nikra Shemo Rabbi Meir. Why was he called Rabbi Meir? Shu Meir Einei Chachamim ba'Halacha. He would light up the eyes of the Chachamim with halacha. V'lo Nahoroi Shemo. His name wasn't Nahoroi either. El Rabbi Nechemia Shemo. His real name was Nechemia. Ve'amri lo Rabbi Lazar ben Arach Shemo. Some people say he was Rabbi Lazar ben Arach. V'lama Nikra Shemo Nahoroi. Why was he called Nahoroi? Again, Shemanir Einei Chachamim ba'Halacha. That he would light up the eyes of the Chachamim in halacha. Amar Rebbe says, the reason why I'm sharper than my friends, I saw Rabbi Meir from the back. This refers to the fact that when he was in Shir, he had a seat behind Rabbi Meir. If I had seen him giving Shir from the front, I would have been even sharper, because it says, it says, your eyes should see your teacher. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rabbi Yavo, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yavo says in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, Talmud hayalo Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir had a Talmud v'sumchas shemo. His name was Sumchas. Shaya Omer al kol davar v'davar shal tuma arboim ushmona tame tuma. And anything that was tame, he gave 48 reasons. V'al kol davar v'davar shal tahara arboim ushmona tame tar. Anything that was tar, he gave 48 reasons as well. Tana, it was taught Talmud Vasik Haya b'Yavna. There was a pure Talmud, a great Talmud in Yavna. Shahaya mitaris hasheretz b'meya v'chamishim taimim. He would use 150 reasons to say that a sheretz was actually tar. Amar Ravina says, Ani adon v'atarenu. I can actually say something to make a sheretz tar. Uma nocha shemei misumar b'tuma. If a snake, which can kill and cause tumah in the world, tar, the snake is not one of the shratzim that's tamei, it's tar. Sheretz she'ein mei misumar b'tumah. Sheretz, which does no such thing, it doesn't kill and cause tumah. Lo kol shekain, certainly, but the Gemara says veloi, that's not really a great proof. Maisa kotes bi'almaka of it. The killing that is done by a snake is no different than the killing that might be done by thorns, but no one would say that thorns should be tamei. Amar Rabba, Amar Shmuel. Rabba says in the name of Shmuel, Shalosh shanim nechliku be'Shamai be'Hillel. 3 years, the students of Shammai and the students of Hillel, they were arguing. Halola omrim halacha k'mosenu. These ones said the halacha is like us. V'halola omrim halacha k'mosenu. And the other one said the halacha is like us. Yatsa Baskol v'Yamra Baskol came out and said, Elu ve'elu divrei Elokim chayim. These are all the words of the living God. V'halacha k'Beis Hillel. And the halacha is like Beis Hillel. V'chime'achar she'elu ve'elu divrei Elokim chayim. So the Gemara asks, if they're both the words of the living God. Why is the halacha like Beis Hillel? Because the Beis Hillel, they were more pleasant, they were patient. They would say over their own opinion and the opinion of Beis Shammai. And not only that, they would actually have Beis Shammai precede them in being quoted. As we learn, one who has its head and the majority of body inside the sukkah, but his table is inside the house. Beis Shammai poslim, Beis Shammai say that's puzzle, it's a problem. Beis Hillel machshir, and Beis Hillel say it's fine. Amru Beis Hillel Beis Shammai, Beis Hillel say to Beis Shammai, lo kacho yamai. So wasn't there a story? Shaholchu ziknei Beis Shammai v'ziknei Beis Hillel, that the elders of Beis Shammai and the elders of Beis Hillel, here you see they precede, they quote Beis Shammai before Beis Hillel. They put ziknei Beis Shammai before Beis Hillel. That's what the Gemara was referring to. They went levakras Reb Yochanan ben Achornis. In any case, these elders went to visit Reb Yochanan ben Achornis. Umitzau yoshev rosho v'ruba b'sukkah v'shalchanu b'soch habayis. And they found that he was sitting exactly like this. It's a proof to us that it's kosher. Amru lehen Beis Shammai. Beis Shammai said back to them, Misham Ra, you think that's a proof? No, they actually told him, if this is what you've been doing, you have not fulfilled the mitzvah sukkah in all of your days. So on the contrary, they criticized him for it. Anyways, this teaches you that anybody who lowers himself, meaning Beis Hillel, they would quote Beis Shammai, they put Beis Shammai before themselves. One who lowers himself, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Magbio, HaKadosh Baruch Hu lifts him up. When anyone who lifts himself up, HaKadosh Baruch Hu mashbilo, HaKadosh Baruch Hu lowers it. Anybody who pursues greatness, gedula borachas mimenu, greatness runs away from him. But somebody who runs away from greatness, gedula mechazeres achrav, greatness will pursue him. Anybody who takes excessive effort to gain wealth or greatness, so he's going to be pushed away. But anybody who's patient doesn't take that excessive effort to get it, then in the end he will receive what he's entitled to. Tanar Rabbanan, we learned in the Brisa, Shtei Shanim u'Mechla, 2.5 years, Nechliku Beis Shammai, Beis Hillel and Beis Hillel argued, Halalu Omrim Noach Lo La'adam Shalo Nivra Yoser Mishanivra. One side said it's better for a person to have not been created than to be created. V'Halalu Omrim Noach Lo La'adam Shanivra Yoser Mishalo Nivra. Better that a person be created than not be created. Nimnu v'Gamru, in the end they decided Noach Lo La'adam Shalo Nivra Yoser Mishanivra. Better not to be created than be created. But Achshav Shanivra, now once a person is created, Yefashvesh B'Maisav V'Yamri Lo Yemashmesh B'Maisav. Rashi explains what those last lines mean. Yefashvesh B'Maisav means Sha'asa Kfar. Look into the deeds that the person has already done. V'Yivdok Avera Shabiyado V'Yasvara V'Yashav. A person should figure out what Averos he has done and he should admit to them and he should do tshuva. And the other opinion is that now that a person's been created, Yemashmesh B'Maisav means Kigon in Ba Mitzvah Liyado, meaning if a mitzvah comes to a person's hand, Yechashev Hefsid Mitzvah Keneget Schar, the person should calculate the loss of the mitzvah against the reward. V'lo Yaniach La'asosa B'Shvila Hefsid Sharei Schara Asad Lavo. He shouldn't say, well, I don't want to do the mitzvah because I'm going to lose out something else. No, he's going to get rewarded in the future. Similarly, V'Basi Liyado Avera, a person, if an Avera comes across a person, Yechashev Scharo Shemistaker Bo'achshav, he should calculate what reward will he get from doing this Avera now. Keneged have said the hasali parmi menu, and correspond that, calculate that against the loss that's going to happen in the future when he gets punished for doing this avera. The Gemara continues with the Mishnah, HaKorah Sha'amru, when we talk about a korah, the beam that you put at the entrance of a mavoi, Rachva Kadei Lakabil Ariach. It has to be wide enough to hold up in a riach. In a riach is a brick, v'ariach, Chatzi Levena Shel Shlosha Tvachim. In a riach is a half a levena, which is 3 tvachim, so that means in a riach is 1.5 tvachim. The Mishnah then says it's enough that it be a tefach in order to hold this ariach, l'rochvo by its width. Rochvo kedei lekabil ariach, it has to be wide enough for the ariach. Uvriya kedei lekabil ariach, it also has to be strong enough to hold up this brick. Rabbi Yehuda says he disagrees. Rachva afa b'she'en bria, as long as it's wide enough to hold the brick, even if it's not strong enough. Haisa shel kash v'shel kana, meaning if this beam that we use was made out of straw or made out of reeds, rowan osa kilu hishal matachas, we're allowed to look at it and imagine that it was made out of metal. In other words, it doesn't have to be a material that's actually strong enough to hold up the bricks. As long as its size is large enough to hold up the brick, that's enough. We can halachically imagine that it was made out of metal. Akuma, rowan osa ki'ilu hi pshuta, let's say it's bent, we can view it as though it is straight. Agula, let's say it's round. Rowan osa ki'ilu hi merubas, we can view it as if it's square. And kol sheyesh be'akefo shlosha tvachim, as long as it has a circumference of 3 tvachim, yesh bo rochav tefach, then we know it has a width of a tefach, and it is large enough. And we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Yudalid Amid Aleph.